in my lifetime has this quote by Mark Twain ever been more relevant. Now, it's also my favorite quote of all time. But I find it amazing that in a time when people talk about free speech and people talk about freedom of thought, and we have all of these avenues in which to speak, we're being silenced. And we're being silenced by the mob. And far too many people are capitulating to the mob. So let this quote by Mark Twain motivate you, resonate within you, and get you to speak your voice and be heard, to speak your piece and be heard. So here it goes. Each of you, for himself, by himself, and of his or her own responsibility, must speak. It is a solemn and weighty responsibility, and not lightly to be flung aside at the bullying of the pulpit, press, government, or politician. Each must decide for himself or herself alone what is right and what is wrong, which course is patriotic and which isn't. You can't shirk this and be a man. To decide it against your conviction is to be unqualified and inexcusable traitor. It is traitorous both against yourself and your country. Let men label you as they may. If you and you alone of all the nation decide one way, and that way be the right way, by your convictions of the right, you have done your duty by yourself and by your country. Hold your head up, for you have nothing to be ashamed of. It does not matter what the press says. It does not matter what the politicians or the mob say. It doesn't matter if the whole country decides that something wrong is something right. Republics are founded on the principle above all else. The requirement that we stand up for what we believe in, no matter the odds or consequences. When the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the whole world, no, you move. Ladies and gentlemen, that is where we are at. Are we going to listen to these mobs who are telling us that burning down cities is the answer? Are we going to allow these mobs who are telling us to not believe our truthful lies, but to believe the media's lying lies? See, I've been afraid. Not for myself. If I die, I'm fine with that. I know where I'm going. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to be ridiculed. But I'm afraid for my country. I'm afraid that the silent majority is not being vocal enough at the precipice of disaster. That's what I'm afraid of. See, I never shut up. I'll be in your face. I'll tell you the truth. And if you don't like the truth and you get offended by the truth, then that says more about you as an individual than it does about me for telling you. I don't sugarcoat things. I tell you what is right and I tell you what is wrong. You don't have to agree with me, but it doesn't mean you're right. I speak facts, not feelings. But we all have things we want to protect. Family, jobs, career. Because the mob runs everything. I'm in education. The mob rules it. You speak out against the mob in education, you will be blacklisted, removed, and immediately dispelled from all of the educational circuit. It happened to me at Dobson High School when I taught there. It happened to me at LFPA when I taught there. Hell, it even happened to me at AAC Mesa when I taught there. The only difference is I didn't speak. I was very careful about what I said. So while the mob didn't like what I said, they just simply removed me from the picture, but didn't blacklist me because I never got to that point. Well, times have changed. We have an obligation as a nation to speak out against the mob. I hope this quote by Mark Twain hits home. I hope you share it. I hope you tell everybody about it. Because remember, these colors on the American flag, they may bleed, but they don't ever run.